guys, what's going on? Welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath and I'm glad you're here because this is another thrift store video. I'm trying to talk quietly because every time I record audio in the car it's blown out. So the key is to talk like you're an announcer at a golf match. So I'm here. I just went to lunch with my daughter. Mini Midnight. There she is. And we are going to go into the thrift store. This is the Salvation Army where all the rich people donate their stuff. So like the last time I came here, it was like 6 days ago, and there were like Disney Blu-rays and stuff. I didn't pick up a lot because they had a bunch of stuff that I already had, but they had a ton of stuff. So it's been time enough for them to have restocked. So we're going to go in there and fingers crossed we'll find some really sweet stuff. Right off the bat, this caught my eye. I know this from somewhere. This came with a Marvel Legends figure or a Marvel Select figure. It's part of a Sentinel, I believe, but it's got a 2001 date on it, and I don't remember what it's from. And then these caught my eye, these Luau Flame Idols, which are these amazingly tacky, awesome, flameless torches that I just love. I just love stuff like this. But then let's head over to the DVDs. You guys, Nickelback, the videos, the hardest rockin' rockers in all of rockdom. Yeah! But they have a bunch of stuff here. They got some Blu-rays today. Iron Man 2, The Losers. This is very special if you need it. They have Potty Training Success, the DVD. It tells you how to tell wet from dry. So, you know, vital information. One of the many different cuts of Blade Runner. I think there are 36 cuts of Blade Runner, and that's one of them. I'm still rebuilding my SNL collection, and this is one that I have, so I don't need Chris Farley's. But if you look here, this is really interesting to me. The first season of Hunter, or it's like season 1 part whatever. I might get that. I'm not sure. I like that show. And then here's another like Fringe on Blu-ray. I still can't, I just can't bring myself to buy it. But what I could bring myself to buy, and I own The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby. WWF, WCW, Dusty Rhodes was amazing, and that's a great set. One of these movies is better than the other. I'm not going to tell you which is which because you probably already know. And then this caught my eye too. This has been there for the last few times that I've been there. It's Filmation Superheroes Adventures. I'm trying to figure out if I have this in another form, if I have these episodes somewhere else. And this is Rio Diablo was a TV Western from like the early 90s. It's got Kenny Rogers, Naomi Judd, and Travis Tritt in it. But I'm actually a really big fan of this movie. I think it's really good. Kenny Rogers always knew when to hold them and when to fold them. And this, again, caught my eye. This is something I don't need because I have it, but the 10th anniversary of SmackDown 3-disc set, 9 hours of the best of SmackDown. What you gonna do, brother? And then they have the companion set, which was the 15th anniversary of Raw. So it's the best, 9 hours of the best of Raw over the 15 years at that point. Then we just hit 25. And here's, that's my Adam Sandler impression. Oh shit, I already have the DVD. See if you see a theme here. No disc in this. I was like, oh sweet, Wii wrestling games. But alas, someone cleaned them out. The discs are not somewhere else. They're not like behind the counter. Somebody just cleaned them out. And then here, looking at the books, Where's Waldo? It's the 7th season of Smallville on Blu-ray. I don't need it because I already have it, but it's just neat to find. You guys, the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. This is a band that I don't know anything about, but apparently they're from Georgia. What? What in the world? And I opened it up. These guys are my spirit animal. I want that guy on the left. I want his pants. I want his hairstyle. I want his jacket. He's amazing. I did not buy it, but I was very tempted. They had a copy of The Doors, too. The first album of The Doors. So I just left it for somebody else. Alright guys, we are back in the movie dungeon. I've got my daughter here, and we are just going to hang out and show you what we found today. It was kind of a light day, kind of a light haul. So I told you in the intro to this video that like 6 days ago I went to that thrift store and had better luck, or I had good luck. So I'm going to show that stuff off too, because I haven't talked to you about it. But I'm going to start with what I found today. I only found two things as far as movies go. The first is Long Way Round, which is this was like a documentary series of Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman, who was in Excalibur when he was like a little boy. This is the series where they basically tour the world on motorcycles, and that is super interesting to me. I think it's only like 8 episodes, something like that. Anyway, it's the whole series, and it was $2, so that's really cool. And then I picked up the first season of Frisky Dingo, which is one of those Adult Swim Cartoon Network shows from like 10 years ago probably. What does it get a date on the back of this thing? 2008. So that was all right. That was it for movies. I picked up some CDs, which we'll get to, but I'll just go ahead and show you the stuff from the last haul of the video haul. So last time I picked up the SpongeBob movie on Blu-ray. Very cool. I have not much to say. You know that if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I have recently come to SpongeBob. Sounds like a religious experience. I have recently come to SpongeBob, and I have seen the light. They had a bunch of WWE stuff there, and like it's still there today. You saw it in this video, but I picked up the McMahon collection, which was the basically the anthology of his character when he was like, you know, Mr. McMahon. So it's not Vince McMahon, it's Mr. McMahon, like that whole thing. So I picked that up because I didn't have that. I have a ton of WWE DVDs. I'll have to show you guys. There's a room tour coming soon because we're in the final stages of building the shelves, and I have like, it's a lot. It's like a whole shelf basically, floor to ceiling of WWE DVDs. But the greatest superstars of the 90s, I've thought about picking this up for a long time. I just never did because it was like, you know, I'll get to it eventually. But $2 for a 3-disc anthology of the best of the 90s basically is what it is. Lots of Shawn Michaels, loving the 90s Undertaker on the cover of this. So $2, great deal. I picked up the best of Will Ferrell. I'm continuing to complete my Saturday Night Live collection, and this is one of the ones that I do not have. As you saw in the video, they had a Sandler collection and a Chris Farley collection, and I have both of those already. I picked up Big Red 1, the war movie by Sam Fuller. Mark Hamill's in this, Luke Skywalker, and I've never seen it, or it's been a while since I've seen it, and this is the old Warner Snapcase from the late 90s. These things always make me a little bit nostalgic for the early days of DVD when they all came in these snapper cases. I picked up The Bank Job with Jason Statham. You know, like, it's not great, but I'm happy to add it to the collection. There's not much to say about it. This is, I'll just show you. So Avatar. Listen guys, full disclosure, I've never seen Avatar. I've never wanted to see Avatar, but as a Disney fan, given that there's a whole land in the animal kingdom called Pandora, I feel like I owe it to myself to watch Avatar, if for no other reason than I can see what the heck is going on in Animal Kingdom. So I picked this up. It was $2. It's kind of crazy, some of the deals that they had going on in there. And then they had a bunch of Disney movies and stuff. They didn't have it today. It's sold, but they had Zootopia. They had another recent one, and they still had the codes inside, and I thought about picking them up. This is where maybe a Cereal at Midnight store, like an eBay store or something, maybe through Instagram would come into play, because it was $2, and so I could turn around and sell that for like $6 or $8 or something like that if nobody had it. And this is still cheaper than the $20 retail price, but it would give me a little bit, you know, just a little bit of money for the channel. But it's still a good deal. So let me know if you're interested in something like that. That's the kind of things we'd be picking up. Rare stuff, Disney stuff that holds value. And then this is the last thing that I picked up, which is very cool. It's the original pressing of the Monster Squad. Now I had picked up the olive film version of this movie because this is out of print. But this is currently in print. But the problem, I say the problem, the downside of this is that it's a bare bones release. It doesn't have any special features, no commentary, nothing like that. This release is loaded with special features. I don't know if they'll show up on the camera or not, but yeah, there we go. So there's a ton of stuff on here. So super happy to pick that up. So between these two releases, I'm covered on the Monster Squad, right? The rest of what I picked up was really just some CDs, and I have some eclectic tastes, so you'll see. So I picked up first The Temptations. Oh, that is totally washed out. We'll hold it way back here. That's crazy. It's The Temptations' greatest hits. It's the Best of Temptations Volume 1. Some 60s soul. Always in for that. The Beatles, love. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I have all the albums, but I don't have this one. This is the basically the soundtrack to the Cirque du Soleil show, or the Cirque du Soleil, I believe is how you officially pronounce it. This is another one that, like, I don't know if I'm really going to listen to it, but it's just kind of a cool collectible, and for $1, I was there, and it was there, and we locked eyes across the room, and it was just meant to be. But this is very cool. This is the Warped Tour 2005 compilation. So it's a 2-disc set, 25 songs on both CDs, so 50 songs. This was like my era of whatever you want to call Warped Tour music, alternative, punk, whatever. But I made a rookie mistake, and I looked inside. A rookie mistake of dumping the contents on the floor. But I made a rookie mistake. I looked inside, I checked the CD, and it looked fine, and I didn't even think to see if there was a second disc. The second disc is gone. Rookie mistake. I still only paid $1 for it, but I should know better, and I hang my head in shame. So that's kind of messed up. But to make up for it, they had the first Fleetwood Mac album. I say the first Fleetwood Mac. This is the first rebooted Fleetwood Mac when Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks joined the band. So $1 for this. The downside of this is somebody donated these CDs from like a water damage collection. They had a ton of stuff there, and it was like, remember that CD that still had the water on it? It was like Marvin Gaye's Greatest Hits, and I was like, yes please, and I opened it up, and it literally had drops of water on it, and I was like, oh no. So I didn't pick that up, but everything else, like this one, it looks fine. It was wet at some point, because I can tell it's got like wet remnants or whatever on it, but I think it'll be okay. I did not have this, and I'm happy to have it. You guys are probably going to think this is kind of weird, but I picked up Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass's Greatest Classics Volume 1, and if you've been paying attention to SerialAtMidnight.com, I occasionally do something called the Space Lounge, which is where I put up weird, eclectic music from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, so things like old soul music, electronic, weird, exotica, big bands, weird stuff, but fun stuff, really good music that I think has slipped through the cracks. And I've done some Herb Alpert on Space Lounge. I think it was Volume 1, maybe. Anyway, I love Herb Alpert, but they also had, this is the last thing, they had Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits. And this does not look like it was ever wet. And check out, like, this is probably one of those multi-million selling CDs, but it looks immaculate, and it's Janis, and it was $1, and so it was a must-have. So this was, like I said, a combination of 2 thrift store videos that have kind of been merged into one, but everything you saw in the video in the store was from today, as we were just there. We've only been home for a few minutes. So this is a great time to be out there hitting up thrift stores to see what you can find. So I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for clicking the like button. Are we supposed to be saying, like, ring the bell now? Is that something we're doing? Like, you ring the bell so you get notified? So clang the bell, y'all. I don't know, whatever. But thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I will catch you later.